Good evening, this is Primetime News and I'm Sandro Ferdinando, and here are our headlines for tonight.
Defense Secretary Hemasiri Fernando resigns. Minister of Muslim Affairs urges the Muslim community to refrain from attending congressional Jummah prayers tomorrow. FBI and India to provide technical assistance in terror investigations.
Hemasiri Fernando announced that he has decided to resign from the post of Defense Secretary. Now, speaking on his decision, Hemasiri Fernando had this to say.
No, not really. I have no intention of resigning, but yesterday I met Excellency the President and I discussed this matter at length. We had a very good chat and I offered to resign for the fact that certain agencies in my ministry has failed to perform well as per expectations and they have some lapses. I don't want to blame those people because they are working for me. They are attached to the Ministry of Defense. Therefore, I told Excellency the President that I would like to take the responsibility, accept the responsibility, and I offered to tender my resignation. Actually, it's not a question of tendering resignation. Then, to find a suitable person and appoint to this position.
Now, during our Newsline program early this evening, former senior banker Rusirpala Tennakun expressed the following views.
Hemasiri Fernando is known to us. Who is he? He was holding an important position in this country. So this is a message to the whole world for us. We are being disgraced. He added insult to injury by saying that this country, when he was questioned by a foreign journalist, he was wearing, I thought he was going for a wedding house. You know, the defense secretary of the country, seeing the carnage, dead bodies still lying, bleeding in the church. This fellow was dressed like going to a wedding house and then answering the foreign journalist saying, this country is a democratic country. We have no emergency. We don't want to give protection to the tourists. Hotels have to look after it. What type of silly, idiotic statements are these? How can the country bear this? These are statements made on behalf of this country, not by Hemasiri Fernando. He is responsible for this, for the disgrace he has brought on this country by making such silly statements to foreign journalists. I think he will be appointed to another position as the chairman of some other place. Unfortunately, this is my personal impression. This is what is going on in this country. But everybody has to answer. He has not fallen from the sky. He has been talking as if emergency falls from the sky. Emergency is something that has to be evolved. Actually, our BOP, our foreign exchange, our share market, our inward remittances, the world's reputation, investments in foreign securities, in the sovereign bonds, everything gone to dogs.
Minister M.H. Abdul Halim has requested Muslims to refrain from gathering for congregational prayers tomorrow, but to pray at home instead for peace and security of the motherland. The minister said that this is a sign of solidarity with the Catholic community and a show of protest against the barbaric act of the ruthless terrorists. He added that the Muslim community stands with Christian brothers and sisters during their time of grief. Meanwhile, police have sought public assistance in identifying a number of suspects connected to the Easter Sunday terror attacks. The Criminal Investigations Department released images of these suspects to the media and have requested the general public to provide information on these suspects on the following numbers. Issuing a statement to the police media, spokesperson clarified that the photograph used for the wanted suspect named Abdul Qadir Fatima Qadir is in fact incorrect. The police media release adds that they are in search of an individual named Abdul Qadir Fatima Qadir and not the woman purported to be in the picture. It has been reported that foreign intelligence services had informed the local police of the imminent attacks on Easter Sunday. A senior police officer stated that intelligence services issued warnings on the attack even at 7 p.m. on the 20th of April.
As foreign intelligence services had warned of the attacks on the 11th of April, a special security plan was in place in the Western Province South Police Division. A senior police officer stated that as the special security plan was implemented based on intelligence received, planned attacks on churches in Dehiwala were foiled. The Western Province South Police Division had implemented the special security plan the previous night. 3 suicide bombers who targeted 3 churches in Dehiwala were unsuccessful because of the special measures that were in place. Meanwhile, CNN reported today that an individual by the name of Mohammed Yusuf Ibrahim is being detained by the police as a suspect who aided and abetted the terrorists. Mohammed Yusuf Ibrahim is the father of the 2 brothers who were involved in the string of bombings. It has been revealed that the 2 suicide bombers who attacked the Shangri-La Hotel, Ibrahim and Inshaf, are brothers. Quoting the former director of the Government Information Department, Sudarshana Gunawardena, CNN reported that Ilham Ahmad Ibrahim, who was a member of the group of attackers, had been previously arrested by police. However, the London Mail reported that the 2 brothers had separately bombed the Shangri-La Hotel and Cinnamon Grand Hotel. The father of the 2 brothers, Yusuf Ibrahim, who is in custody for aiding and abetting, is a famous spice trader. He also owns a number of other businesses. Ibrahim has 9 children, out of which 6 are boys. It is suspected that the bombs used for the attacks were manufactured at a copper manufacturing factory in Vallampitia, owned by one of his sons, Inshaf Ahmad. It is also reported that Inshaf's wife is the daughter of a famous jewelry trader in the country. The BMW vehicle that was parked outside their residence in Dematagoda is owned by the husband of the youngest daughter in the family. A water bottle from the Cinnamon Grand Hotel was found inside the vehicle. The wife of Ilham had detonated an explosive at the house in Dematagoda while she was with her 2 children. Daily Mail also reported that she was pregnant at the time.
Authorities performed a controlled explosion this evening following the discovery of a suspiciously abandoned motorcycle opposite the Moratua main bus stand. Police said the motorcycle was left unattended since this morning. However, no explosives or devices were discovered. Search operations were carried out in various parts of the island today as well.
People at the Kurunegala main bus stand were evacuated for a search operation by security personnel this morning. Security was tightened in Mavanella as reports were received regarding a motorcycle left unattended in the Mavanella public market, and a search operation was carried out at the Mavanella hospital. A search operation took place in Badulla, where the premises of the Badulla General Hospital and the court complex were subject to special inspection. A search operation took place at the Hambantota Hospital, where the patients were temporarily removed from the hospital premises. Many people in the Anuradhapura town left the district secretariat and the provincial council building, and also the OPD of the Anuradhapura hospital was subject to special inspection. Meanwhile, search operations were conducted in several areas in the Colombo city. Vehicles were inspected at roads in Colombo Fort as well as the Borella Maradana Road. Heavy security was provided to the Lady Ridgeway Hospital for children. Search operations were carried out in the Dambulla town, and the A9 and A6 roads were temporarily closed due to a tip-off on a suspicious motorcycle. Police and security personnel searched a reception hall during a wedding in Dambulla due to a tip-off. Police searched a training centre in the Namulua Polgastana area in Pasiala today, according to a complaint by residents of the area.
The Director General of the Government Information Department urged the general public to accept only the official news confirmed by the Department of Government Information, police media spokesperson or 3-4's media spokesman when concerning information on the present security operations against terrorism. The 3 forces are continuously carrying out inspections and operations as well as arresting suspects and responsible people for the terror attacks. A statement adds that informal communications with regard to the investigations being carried out by the security forces is a hindrance to investigations. An all-party meeting chaired by President Maithripala Sirisena was convened at the Presidential Secretariat today, and the notice issued by the President's Media Division stated that all party leaders pledged to extend their maximum support to eradicate terrorism and apprehend those responsible for the deadly attacks last Sunday.
The prevailing situation in the country and the measures required to address such issues were discussed in depth during the conference. The notice issued by the President's Media Division states that everyone must join hands to ensure national security without any political or racial differences. The President also informed the public leaders regarding the steps and measures that have been taken to ensure national security and control the prevailing situation.
ආරක්ෂක අමාත්‍යාංශයේ සිට පොලිසියත් ත්‍රිවිධ හමුදාවත්
We are currently in the process of restructuring the Defense Ministry, the police, the Tribe Forces and the Intelligence Unit. We will establish a joint operations center combining the Tribe Forces and the police. Many foreign organizations have arrived in the country and are currently extending their support to the security forces. The joint operation, the support of foreign organizations, as well as a program combined with both local, will be implemented immediately. Without further delay, the security forces will be strengthened to restore normalcy among the community. There are various political opinions and political visions. However, we must all have a country to engage in politics. Regardless of who comes to power, there must be a country to exercise that power.
මේක ජාත්‍යන්තර වශයෙන් අපි
Since we are operating internationally, this is an opportunity for the police. We must accept that not receiving information from the intelligence unit is a failure and a lapse in the system. At present, the police and the army have been able to identify the group responsible for these attacks and maintain peace since last Sunday. Many of the prime suspects have already been apprehended. We must now focus particularly on the sleepers.
අත්අඩංගුවට දෙවනුව ස්ලීපර්ස්ලා තමයි දැන් විශේෂයෙන්ම අවධානය යොමු කරන්නට තිබෙන්නේ.
Propaganda Secretary of the JAP, Vijitha Herath, expressed these views after attending the all-party conference chaired by the President.
Facts on the incident were presented by the President. He said that foreign intelligence services had informed local intelligence services on the 4th of April of the possible attacks. A warning on the attacks was issued by the National Intelligence Service on the 9th of April. The President said that he was not informed of this even by the 16th of April, the day on which he travelled overseas. He said that he was only aware of this after the incident had already occurred. The President said that the security officer close to him during his overseas visit had shown the document to him through his phone and added that the President was only made aware of it when the incident occurred.
The final rites of several individuals who were killed in the serial bomb attacks last Sunday took place today.
The final rites of 3 members of the same family killed in the bomb attack at the St. Sebastian's Church in Katwapitia took place today at the Sellakanda Public Cemetery. 71-year-old Shalene Pires, 63-year-old Mary Elizabeth and 57-year-old Helen Marie Fernando were the deceased members of the same family.
I lost my wife, my mother-in-law and her sister. Families residing in Katwa Pitia have lost 3 to 4 members from their families. We cannot bear this pain. We urge everyone not to elevate this issue and to resolve it without politicizing it and creating rifts among religious communities.
Meanwhile, the final rites of a member of the Katana Pradeshya Sabha and his wife took place this evening at the Sellakanda Public Cemetery. The final rites of Shanika Salgadu, who was killed in the bomb explosions in Dehiwala last Sunday, took place this evening at the Nallurwa Public Cemetery in Panadura. Shanika Salgadu was 24 years old and the second child in her family.
Members of Sri Lanka Tawheed Jamaat explained the organization's structure at the police headquarters today. Journalists inquired regarding the suspected mastermind behind the Easter Sunday attacks, Saharan Hashim.
We don't have any connection with this person, Saharan. Since National Tawheed Jamaat and our Tawheed Jamaat have religious disparities, we have never come to a common ground to work with. So we don't have any connections with Saharan. We are the ones who informed the intelligence units about Saharan's changes in ideologies since 2016. After 2016, he left the Muslim community and began to lead his own life. At this point, none of the Muslims or any organization was able to reach this person either directly or maintain any connections with him. There's a rumor that he died from this attack. Pictures are shared on Facebook accounts. A person who led such an attack coming forward as the suicide bomber is impractical. This published picture is when the residents of the Kantankudia area protested against Saharan in 2017. They took this picture and they edited it to condemn him. It is now being shared on Facebook. The main person who is in them revealing the face is Saharan. There are a few people behind him. We will reveal about them as well. There's a main partner of Saharan. He is Naufal Maulavi. Our armed forces should conduct a thorough investigation on him.
A lorry that is said to have transported explosives for the Easter Sunday attacks has been seized by the police this afternoon in the Wattal area. This has been done based on a tip-off received by the Kotahenak police. The police said that the vehicle had been registered under the name of a person who carried out the suicide attack at the Shangri-La Hotel. Newsfirst was able to report on how search operations were being carried out at several locations in the island. Defense analyst and retired Colonel Susantha Senviratna has this to say regarding these search operations.
The parcels that we find or the unattended vehicles that we find, we must first consider the places at which these suspicious vehicles and parcels were found and determine if these are being planted to mislead us. We can mark these locations on a map. We can then notice a certain pattern. If these incidents are reported everywhere, then this could be an attempt by certain groups to use this situation for ulterior motives. We can't say that a certain community might be doing this. There are people who attempt to get political mileage through such incidents. Secondly, it could be a distraction, because the main objective of distracting us is to create panic among the general public, to confuse the entire nation. They create suspicion in the people's minds regarding each other. They create doubt about the ability of the security forces. They create doubt in the country's government. There are people who use this situation for various other objectives. This could be something that was planned along with the attacks. The people who orchestrated these blasts know that following these attacks, the country may become unstable. And to aggravate this instability, people connected to the attack might do such things.
Speaking to Bloomberg, the U.S. ambassador to Sri Lanka and the Maldives said that Sri Lanka's leaders must set aside their differences to focus on the pressing security and economic challenges facing the island nation after the deadly Easter bombings.
In a phone interview with Bloomberg today, the US ambassador to Sri Lanka and the Maldives, Alina Triplett, said, quote, "They have to rise above the politics to address the situation at hand. Already, many friends of Sri Lanka have been encouraging them to get past some of the politics and focus on the need of the country, particularly around their economic future," unquote. She went on to say, quote, "There has been a lot of political posturing, and I think there are people out there who are trying to seize on this moment to take a political advantage. I would encourage them to think more deeply about the victims and their families, to think about the consequences for the country, unquote. She strongly emphasized that the country's leaders now need to pull together and make sure investors and tourists, a big source of revenue, feel secure enough to invest in and visit the tropical country, particularly after the president's attempt to fire Ranil Wickremesinghe last year that paralyzed the government.
The Venerable Theras of the Askiri and Marwata chapters visited the Archbishop of Colombo, His Eminence Malcolm Cardinal Ranjith, today.
The Diyavadana Nilame of the Temple of the Sacred Tooth Relic, Nilanga Dala, was among the group who visited the Archbishop.
We are here today to express our condolences on behalf of the chief prelates of the Manvatu Mahaviharya and the Askiri Mahaviharya. According to our religion as well as yours, we wish that such a barbaric attack will not take place in this country again. This is the work of unholy people. That is all we can say. If the government, opposition, the political arena as well as the security divisions had paid more attention to this matter, we could have reduced the casualties of the attack. This is like the wolf and the sheep. They say the wolf is coming, but when the wolf actually comes, there's no one to save the sheep. It is extremely puzzling as to why Sri Lanka was chosen for an attack of this nature, as the Catholic community in this country work together in harmony with other religious communities. We condemn the fact that religion was used to murder innocent people. We cannot murder in the name of any religion. It is contradictory to the teachings. This was an unfortunate experience to all of us. However, according to any religion, we must not take revenge or harass anyone. We must all be patient and keep this situation under control. The police continued their search operations, which were conducted island-wide. And according to the Ministry of Defense, 76 suspects have been arrested in connection to Sunday's terror attacks.
Search operations were conducted at the Katunayake Airport, Pugoda, Mount Lavinia, Tirappane, Havailiya, Mahiyangane, Ambalantota, and a number of other areas where certain suspicious devices were discovered. Operations at the Bandaranaike International Airport were delayed after a man was found inside a suspicious vehicle parked at the BIA car park. The entry road to the BIA was closed down and a thorough search of the area was conducted, but no explosives were discovered. Security personnel also searched the person inside the suspicious vehicle at the BIA. Security forces reopened the exit terminal of the airport after the search. An explosion was reported at a plot of land close to the Pugoda Magistrate Court. According to police, the explosion occurred on a plot of empty land located behind a vehicle repair center along the Hangwalla Pugoda Road. I came here at about 8:15 and then I washed the car. It would have been about 15 minutes afterwards. Between 8:45 and 9, I heard this explosion. I was close to that car. Officers of the Police Special Task Force, the Army, and other members of security forces conducted a thorough search of the premises. Police confirmed that no one was injured in the explosion. A tense situation occurred in the area after residents requested the police to search. A suspicious package abandoned along Lavinia Garden Road in Mount Lavinia was inspected by the police and the Air Force Bomb Disposal Squad. A number of uniforms were found inside the package. A CCTV camera in the area had captured footage of a woman suspected to have brought the package to the area. The Army and the Mahiyangane police conducted a special search operation from 4 a.m. to 12 noon today at houses in Pangargamma near Mahiyangane. 2 people were arrested by police while they were burning an army uniform. Police added that a person in possession of gunpowder was also arrested during the operations. 3 suspects in possession of 21 small hand grenades were arrested during a search operation conducted in Modara, Colombo. Police media spokesperson SP Ruan Gunasekara said that the raid was conducted by the Colombo Crimes Division and the Police Special Task Force. Police also impounded a van and 6 swords in the suspect's possession. Further investigations are being conducted by the Colombo Crimes Division. 200 high-powered detonators and a number of unidentified communication devices were discovered in a canal along the Mahinda Mawatha in Hava Elia, Noora Elia. A woman in the area had prevented 2 labourers of the Noora Elia Municipal Council from attempting to collect the devices. Police seized a repeated type firearm and 2 Bora 12 type firearms at a sawmill during an operation conducted in Tirapane based on a tip-off received. According to police, the firearms were safely packaged inside PVC pipes. 4 suspects were arrested at the location. A suspicious motorbike parked at the Mavanella Public Market Complex was inspected by the Police Special Task Force. The police stated that the vehicle posed no threat as nothing suspicious was discovered inside of it. A suspicious package inside a bus belonging to the SLTB that was parked opposite the Ambalantota Koggala Mahavidyalaya was inspected by security forces. The package at the back of the bus contained an electronic interface and a battery used to power up motorbikes. Police confirmed that the device was a fake bomb designed with cell phone parts.
The Department of Meteorology says a low-pressure area is developing over southwest Bay of Bengal to the southeast of Sri Lanka. It is likely to intensify into a depression and likely to move to northwestwards.
It adds there is a possibility the sea will be rough near shore and also in the low-lying sea areas off the coast extending from Beruwala to Mathura via Gaul. Assistant Director of the Disaster Management Centre says naval and fishing communities are requested to be vigilant in this regard.
We request the fishing community to refrain from going out to sea off the coast from Tangol to Ampara, Batiklu and Jaffna. On the 27th and 28th of this month, the weather conditions may worsen. On Sunday, the weather conditions will be at its worst in these areas. There may be strong winds of up to 70 kilometers per hour. The seas may become rough in a short period of time. There will be an increase in rainy conditions across the island. We request the general public to be mindful about these conditions.
ප්‍රදේශවල වැසි සහිත තත්ත්වයකුත් වර්ධනය වීමේ හැකියාවක් තියෙනවා. මේ පිළිබඳවත් විශේෂ අවධානයක් යොමු කරන්න අපි සියලුම ජනතාවගෙන් ඉල්ලා සිටිනවා.
Convening a press briefing today, the All Ceylon's Jamiatul Ulama stated that they will not accept the remainings of those responsible for the serial bombings on Easter last Sunday.
Archbishop Cardinal Malcolm Ranjit and all the fathers and the religious leaders, and we are requesting, especially for our Christians brothers and sisters, we are ready to do 2 things on behalf of Muslim community. On Sunday, we are requesting they can come for their worship day on the church. We will come and do the necessary security for them. Number 2, if they don't want to go to their worship places, we are ready to arrange the better place for them and we will be supporting them. This is behalf of Muslim community, behalf of the ACJU, we are requesting, we are writing a letter to Cardinal at the moment, they're requesting this.
Speaking to Reuters in an interview yesterday, Iran's Minister of Foreign Affairs Mohammad Javad Zarif had this to say.
What's Iran's plan for staying in Syria?
Well, we believe that there needs to be a political solution in Syria. We believe that ISIS is not dead. We believe that ISIS has been defeated territorially. They haven't been defeated ideologically. They haven't been defeated as a terrorist organization and as a terrorist network. If you wanted any indication, the tragic terrorist attack in Sri Lanka during Easter Mass on Sunday is an indication for you that ISIS is by far not dead. So we need to be extremely vigilant, both in Syria and in Iraq. We invested a great deal of resources, human lives, in fighting this menace, and we will not simply abandon that fight. While we believe at the same time that we need to uproot that menace, both ideologically, politically, economically. And I think the United States is not paying much attention to that. In fact, closest allies of the United States are still promoting the ideology of hate, the ideology of exclusion, the ideology of sectarianism, And I think that's where the real seeds of extremism are being sown.
His Majesty the King of Bhutan sent a handwritten letter of condolences to the President and the people of Sri Lanka.
In the letter, he conveyed his heartfelt condolences to the government and the people of Sri Lanka on behalf of the people of Bhutan. He further writes that they condemn this act of terror and stand in solidarity with the people of Sri Lanka as the perpetrators are brought to justice. Finally, he signs the letter assuring the support and friendship of the Bhutanese people and the government during the difficult time. His Majesty the King also offered special prayers and lit 1,000 butter lamps in the memory of the lives lost in a series of attacks in Sri Lanka.
In response to the Easter Sunday attack, to express sorrow and condolences, a vigil was held in Pasadena, suburb of Los Angeles, California, in the United States.
The vigil was held with the presence of religious leaders, well-wishers, concerned citizens and Sri Lankans residing in the area.
The death toll now has risen to 300 plus.
The mayor of the Pasadena suburbs of Los Angeles was also present to express his condolences.
Regularly. I'm an educator by trade, and I often have a lot of eyes looking at me for answers. This isn't calculus, but what I can say for sure is that...
And with that, wrap up news for tonight. Thank you very much for joining us. Do take care and good night.